Man, I gotta tell you, I loved the way that Zenith played that game, just the whole way through. Just being so proactive and third party on those fights the way that they did. It was just, I mean, that's what you want to see a team do, especially if you're setting up to go into kind of a short format tournament for a grand finals thing. Just having that confidence to go out there and push onto things and try to get your points as any way you can. And Zenith, I feel like, is feeling it right now, man. They look like they are 100% comfortable in that new roster.
Yeah, it's really, really good. There were some chemistry issues that we've heard about from the previous Zenith roster. Nothing to take away from their old teammates, but it really does feel that Relo has been able to find a crew that's fully fit onto the style of play that he wants to play. Sorry, yeah, Roth.
Gotcha.
4 letters, starts with the R. It was on my screen.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Roth is finding those 4 players. And also, more than that, Kickstart is really coming into his own as the star player. This is a guy who's sort of been grinding out in PUBG in North America for so many different years, and he's had the talent for the longest time, but this is the highest that we've ever seen him really take a team.
Oh boy.
He's got to take that team even further now as we make our way over to military base. This compound held by Zenith. In fact, Zenith members pulling down to try and give some support.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to why Zenith decided to come and play this this spot right here. As Relo will pick up over the top. And, oh my goodness. He almost gets absolutely roasted by Kickstart. As you'll pull down and pull back in. Roth, meanwhile, holding the snake position. You know it's got to be killing him. Roth doesn't like to stay in one place too often. As he's currently just holding. He's usually a run around, and I'm gonna keep running until I find somebody to kill kind of guy. But holding the angle for right now, as Snakers trying to figure out where they're gonna get pushed from. As Zenith looks like they've pulled up to the wall, but they're not wanting to overcommit into this. Not going to push blindly into this. Nice little throwable from Snakers. Not going to find anything. Take a few shots. Meanwhile, looks like that Rumblers and Liberate fight finally had to pop off on the coast. This is just kind of trading.
I'm paying attention to that one, so I can fill you in what happens later on. Right now, Oath are still, as you mentioned, is trying to take this round at the Zenith. Zenith don't need to play it too fast. They're both here on the edge. Relo finds a knock against Roth, who's trying to retreat from that location, trying to group back with his teammates. Perhaps those restless legs really got the better of him there. The grenade follow-up gets the confirmed kill. And even though Zenith had the opening damage, opening frag goes for Oath, and it's the opportunity for another. Poon's going to hit that prone, but Kickstart knocked is going to make things continuously uncomfortable for Zenith.
Oath is ready to pop off here. Are they going to get this res on Kickstart before Oath tries to push? Yeah, it looks like they should. But Oath already on the hunt once again. And Poon is going to go down now to pack caps. As Zenith just cannot peek right now. The pre-shot will come through. Not going to find it for Relo. Not going to find the down, but he will find the damage. And Balefrost will clean it up. Snakers goes down to Lush from range, but that should be a pretty easy res. TA is just shooting things from miles away. Oath. Wow,
eventually, I imagine Zenith are looking at the kill feed screaming, "What took you so long?" Because that angle, I think, if that was held down even just for a couple of moments earlier, Zenith could have had an opportunity to turn this back into their favor. But elsewhere on the circle, this is actually north of that engagement. Veritas pushing in. 5 kills, so they've picked up 1 more from that Nova wipe on Ascendance. But they're getting surrounded, and this is what I was talking about. It's not just them. This is actually on the west side. All these teams are trying to fight to make their way in onto that hillside that is in the center of the circle. 60 teams just a couple of moments ago, and it is thinning out because the circles just cannot hold that many players for this long. The fighting has got to happen eventually.
Yeah, PDS trading back and forth with hard shifts. Looks like Maluk going to pull off just briefly to go in and grab himself some level 3 armor. As we check back in with Veritas, as they've run into Wooly and the boys from Duel on the eastern side of this circle, as the rest of Oath is now pushing in from the south side. So a number of fights all going on the edges around here as teams are trying to decide how much they want to commit into pushing these. And it looks like now's the time of the game where it's looking like it's time to push.
You have to. Rough rotations onto military understandably makes teams a little slow to take engagements because information doesn't come to them so readily, while they're just so focused on making their way across a bridge or across water. These uncomfortable fights, you got to find some way to open them up on. Veritas unable to find those headshots onto Oath like they were hoping for, and just going to deploy some smoke. Same with Prozone Snake, trying to keep the bleeding from, well, stop the bleeding. Stop it from happening. They don't want to keep it from happening.
You ever just have your friend is down and you throw a smoke right in his face? Come on, you got this. Oh, they're getting shot. So, okay. The problem for PDS here is that they're getting shot from multiple angles. Sociopath, you can just block that for him, you know. Well, he'll stick it. He got it. One eye open, just causing problems, taking shots in from the south. They're just kind of sending whatever they can send over into the smoke cloud. Looks like the res will come through. Hardships have pulled off of this meanwhile, and it looks like they're going to get involved with a fight with Gravity. PDS will try to get out of this for the time being, while One Eye Open just keeps running around pretty free and clear. Soniqs will finish off what's left of Duel as they try to make their way in from the east side, and now Veritas finds themselves following similar path. They will pull away before going all the way up into Soniqs' territory, and they'll find a little bit of a tree to hide behind. It's not
yeah.
great. It's not.
Soniqs find themselves center. I believe it was maybe actually this phase, maybe even phase 3, and they've used this opportunity. They spread out so much, they're not letting anyone come close. The struggling part of this area is how open it is. So few compounds, so few playable areas, and if you're able to spread your team out with as much presence and control as you see Soniqs have right now, it makes it incredibly difficult for any other team to really put up a proper fight with you. They've already deleted Gravity, or at least did a lot of work against them. Deleted Duel, helped take out Veritas a fair bit. It's just Michael left healing out in the blue, and Oath more or less know where he is. Made it on the bike, but where are they going to send it to? This is looking strangely familiar to an earlier shift in game number 1, but no, he's actually going to send it into Hardships, trying to circumvent them, get around them, and take the fight, but doesn't know what angles to peek. Here's Chubba, but not looking in the right direction.
I mean, I respect the play from Winlow. He tried to put himself into a position just to kind of hold Hardships off as the rest of his boys were making their way in. Unfortunately, Shrimsy going to spot out Munhardy. He'll get the flush and the down. Well, okay, scratch that, reverse it, down and flush. Meanwhile, Virtue going to run into Oath as they make their way out of military base, and Oath makes short work of them. So Oath now, second game in a row, they get a little bit of circle luck here, or, well, as much as circle favor as you can get. I mean, if you loot up in Mil to Power, Military Island is not the worst thing in the world for you.
It's better for them than a bunch of other teams.
Exactly.
Forced to just push in on foot into the Soniqs threat range.
Chubba.
Yep, Chubba gets taken out by Shrimsy. Jasig, nowhere really for him to go. He's inside the circle. But doesn't matter where the shift is going, because Liberate is pushing onto him to clear out that squad, because they know that they're in trouble right now. They've picked up a couple of points so far. But now it's, again, Soniqs territory, overlooking anyone and everyone.
10 kills now for the Soniqs. They've been holding this high ground position for so long, and that spread formation that they've got, when you've got fraggers like the Soniqs have, it is going to pay off in a big way.
Yeah, that's a rough call to make, but it's a necessary move for Snakers and the rest of Oath either way, because their position on that hilltop, yes, overlooking Tactical 8, was not in the next circle, and the only place they can go is down in this valley. Tactical 8 are even pushing them, so it forces their hand furthermore if it wasn't pushed enough already. Relo, that was a silent pull down. Doesn't want to give information to Soniqs.
It ain't great. H-Win going to find William as he tries to make his way across the street. Lush, meanwhile, still inside the apartments. I guess he does not have a line. Okay, he found a line onto H-Win, so he's going to take a few shots over in that direction, try to force Soniqs to pull back a little bit. But you got to imagine he's, well, especially now that the circle pulls away, he's going to be in trouble. But now this northern side is going to have to play itself out. Cameron Fabled and Liberate. And look at Shrimsy on the solo push.
Shrimsy wants to be involved. It's going to be Mime that actually takes down Baja. Soniqs can split this 2-2 for free. Again, their area of control is so wide and so free. And also, they're just playing super confident. But now Fable, they're going to go on the push. They saw that the kill for release, and they should have. But oh, they're going to take it aggressively onto them. They didn't want to stay inside down that valley. but it's 2 knocked against them because Michael sprung out from behind a tree. Unexpected reload. Trying to defend against Fabled. Gets 2 down. It's 1 remaining for Fabled.
This is unbelievable. Michael, the snake, perfectly timing that, gets 2 down. But Reload tries to clutch it out still, and Hacksetti's going to find him. Snakers will come up over the top. Who's going to find who first? Can Hacksetti win the 1v1? No, he can't. Reload will get saved here by Snakers, as Oath now with 12 kills and would have only had 4 up had it not been for the snake play from Michael. And look at this. Zealot is going to come across at the perfect time, almost get the down onto Snakers, finishes out Reload. And Oath, as good as things were looking now, everything is just kind of falling apart. Oh, wait.
No, what? Can't quite get the second, unfortunately, but Tactical 8 going to be going on the push here. I don't know if Libra are going to be expecting this team coming out from C block. Zealot watching for Soniqs. He's going to go on the push into blue. Spots one. Going to get the spring, the knock, and Liberate are fully eliminated. Tactical 8 versus Soniqs. And Soniqs, they're just laughing all the way to the bank. This has been, it's been a very, very straightforward game for them. And looking at their positioning, there's no way that they're going to lose this one.
I mean, they didn't get pushed once. Zealot will get spotted out by Tickleton. They've just been sitting out here on the top of this mountain doing target practice for the last 26 minutes. Steezy, the last one up. You got to give credit where credit is due, though. Tactical 8, that was a really rough position for them to be in, coming out of the military base with Oath overlooking, but they managed to stick it out, wait it out long enough, and Steezy will peek it one more time, and Tickleton says, "No, sir. You don't get to do that without having your head taken off." Soniqs, 15 kills, and I would be surprised if that team took 50 damage collectively that entire round. I would be shocked.
All my life I want money and power, respect my mind, no die from last y'all. I pray my dick get big as the Apple time, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. Goddamn, I feel amazing. Damn, I'm in the matrix. My mind is living on cloud 9, and this 9 is never on vacation. Start up